Well, I'm sitting here surrounded by animals because I have no children. And somebody freaking peed on the rug. I have been blown away this week. So I've been a mom now for 18 and a half years. Well, really 19 years if you count the time I was pregnant. Actually, was I pregnant? 20 years if you count when I was pregnant, because I was pregnant before my first son. Well, that's another story. And I I just like to say, look at my hair. If we wonder why my children have dreadlocks, it's because I should be a Rastafarian. I have the perfect dreadlocky hair. You can even see it. What's it look like back there? Bad. I stayed up till 3 a.m. because I am filled with anxiety. I don't even have anxiety. Anxiety is not a word in my vocabulary to talk about myself. No anxiety. I'm as cool as a cucumber. I'm married to a cucumber. Like a overripe cucumber who just doesn't worry about a thing. So I don't worry about too much. But let me tell you something. I took my 10-year-old to camp on Monday. On Sunday, I went and got his bed made up at the Cucumber Restaurant reference. Don't go too far into that rabbit hole because that could be terrible. Not true, but funny. 8 years ago, I took another 10-year-old to camp for a month. My son Thomas to Camp Seagull, who is now a counselor at Camp Seagull. And I didn't worry when I didn't hear from him. I said, "C'est la vie. Here's your sunscreen. Don't forget to write me a letter. Be nice to other people. And don't shoot yourself with the darn bow and arrow. Adios, amigo." And then I headed off to potty camp in Georgia with Amos. So years ago, all 3 of my kids were at camp. I dropped Blair off for 2 weeks. She was 7. 7. I dropped Russell off, who was 8, for 2 weeks. And Thomas was 10. And then took Amos to potty camp. So I've done that. This ain't my first rodeo, basically, is the point. And so I've learned a few things this week. And yes, my subscribers are all dying because I haven't even done any videos. I am overrun. It's like I am finding out if I have been nominated for a Grammy. And I don't even sing. I can't get anything done. I just texted my dad and said, "Do you want to go to the beach?" Because I can't sit here drowning in my own thoughts. So anyway, I'm speaking in riddles. Let me just say, I am not somebody that misses their children a ton. I mean, I do, but I don't worry about them. The potty camp. It's at Emory Autism Center, Leslie. And it is very good. Did you get sleep? Well, I went to bed at 3 a.m. because I was doing my favorite hobby. Some people hit mahjong. Some people play tennis. Some people, run on a treadmill. Not me. I purvey the internet. That is my hobby. Do you miss your son? Hello, yes. So I thought this is going to be great. Amos has autism, a genetic disorder. Amos is excited to go to camp. Amos is at Spend the Night camp 2 miles down the road from Monday to Friday. My middle son, Russell, is a counselor there, and 2 of his friends are counselors there. I'm on the board of the camp. I know everybody at the camp pretty darn well. I mean, it is an amazing place. I feel very comfortable. Velvet just said people would come in and they were very rude. Well, thank you for telling me that, Velvet, when you were in college. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, these comments. This is why I do subscriber videos. I'm going to put my link up. So anyway, I think my children are nice. A bunch of people have met my older son, Thomas, at Camp Seagull, and I have gotten a ton of messages that people are like, we saw your son. He's so nice and cute. So anyway, I think sometimes we tend to make generalizations like, I met this person from New Jersey and they picked their boogers and ate them. And I hate people from New Jersey. Anyway. So Amos is at Trinity. It's 2 miles down the road. I'm here by myself. My daughter's in Colorado. My son Russell is down there as a counselor, and Thomas is at Seagull. So I've really been excited about this week. I've been like, this is going to be great. I'm going to be at the beach. I got nothing to do. Maybe I'll go back to Edenton. And then I was like, well, I'm not going to go back to Edenton because I don't want to be that far from Amos in case he needs me. And secretly, let's just be totally honest. I'm sort of excited to be by myself. I'm not somebody that's like codependent on a husband. And I love to be alone. So, I'm looking around at these cats and dog thinking, I could stay in this house you could be like, I'll see you August 1st. And I would be like, okay. And then if you said you can't go outside, I'd be like, that's not a problem because I'm happy in here. I might need money because I like to buy stuff on the internet. But anyway, so I have been so excited when does Blair get home? Monday night. I have been so excited. Yeah, I haven't made a hot dog or a pancake in 3 days. I don't even know what to do with myself. So I thought, well, this is going to be fun. Like, I'm going to hang out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to blah, 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 blah. Spend some time with my parents, which I have done. My dad and I spent the day at the beach yesterday. And then my mother and I went out shopping around yesterday afternoon. So trying to give, them time. Got some things done. I have been incapacitated because I am so overwhelmed with thinking about Amos. And what I think really gets me is that I had no idea it felt like this to send a child to camp. I had no idea. I've always just been like, goodbye, see you later, adios. Yeah, Julie just said it's nice to have quiet time. So I thought it was going to be, Julie. I totally thought it was going to be nice. It's not nice. Nope, no. Your son is there, so why worry? Be happy. What are you, a musician? I love the concept that you choose to worry. Did you feel like that when you went to day camp? Maybe a teensy bit, like 1/5, 1/10. No, I'm not calling. I just didn't know. I had no idea. So it's funny. There's 2 groups of people. There's 99% of people in the world that are like, Amos is gone. Oh, no news is good news. I bet that's great, which is sort of half what my husband said this morning. But I know he's like faking it because he feels like he should say it. So I don't put him in that. But people are like, oh, you're having a great time. That's fun. He's at camp. La, 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 la. Which is how I would have been too, right? had two friends, uno, dos. Very, very, very good friends and very, very, very old friends, like 30-year friends, who both have texted me multiple times. I could just cry. And said, one text said, have you heard any news? And I said, no. And then a couple hours later, she was like, I'm just checking again. And then my other friend was like, have you heard anything? Now have you heard anything? And they get it, you know, like it's so nice to have somebody that really loves Amos so much and loves me so much that they know I am just so concerned, and not concerned like in a bad way. It's not bad. There's no reason to call. It's just the strangest thing. I just had no idea it felt like this. And I'm so annoyed that I didn't know it felt like this. Like I've sent these other 3 kids off to camp countless times. I never cried. The last time I felt like this was when I dropped a little boy off in a diaper at public school when he was 3. And I just cried at the door. I had no idea then how hard it would be. And it's almost annoys me that I didn't know it would be this hard. So I talk a lot about like when Amos is older and wanting Amos to have his own place and Amos living somewhere, because, I don't ever want Amos to lose. My friend Kate always says this, and she got it from somebody else, but lose his house and me in the same day. And it's real easy to talk about that. But I don't know how I'll do it. I have no freaking idea how I can send him away. I mean, even if he doesn't live with me, I just didn't know. I can't even articulate it well. I didn't know it would be this hard on me. Like I always thought, well, if he's away, that will be easier. No, it wasn't. It honestly, I missed him when we were on our trip, the cruise for 2 weeks. I totally missed him. But it did not feel like this. Something about leaving him at home and me leaving felt very different than me being home and sending him off. Have you got anything for your anxiety? I'm just going to say this because I think this is really important. I'm not calling anybody out. If there is one thing I have learned in this journey of being a writer and being somebody who has decided they're going to be so truthful about my own feelings, is that you need to feel the feelings. And it is really hard to feel feelings, right? Like it's great to feel good feelings, but it's really hard to feel deep, deep feelings. And if you don't feel the feelings, they will come back and bite you in the ass someday. I'm just telling you. Because when my brother died, I just thought, la, 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 scarlet angle, think about it for another day. And 25 years later, when I have this little boy whose diagnosis is not cancer, all I could think about was that cancer diagnosis. And I had to grieve my brother so much later. And if I had done it when I should have done it, this diagnosis wouldn't have been so hard for me. So I really, it's not like I need to get on the internet and cry and carry on. But I just want people to know how important it is to feel the feelings and to feel like you can say them out loud. And it's not whiny. It's not complainy. It's because I want the world to be a good place. And I wish I had been more available to people who had children with disabilities. I wish I had known what was happening with them so that I could have been a kind of friend, you know, and I never knew anybody with disabilities. I just went about my own life and didn't know this group existed. And then I got a master's degree in early intervention and a minor in inclusion at Chapel Hill, you know, this great university, great program, but not in a year. I need to reach out to them. Not in a year and a half of coursework did I ever have anybody say to me, let's talk about what these families are feeling. It's cathartic. No, it's not cathartic. And I don't mean that anything against you, Karen, but it's not cathartic. Cathartic is, what's cathartic? Cathartic is like, you know, what's cathartic? Cathartic is like cleaning out the refrigerator. This is not cathartic. This is hard as HE double hockey sticks. This is hard. I've been a foster parent for 38 years, and some of them walk out my door. Marty, you know what? I'm going to give you a big shout out. And if you Venmo me, if you text me, I'm going to Venmo you for a free month on my subscriber page, because you do know, I can't imagine being a foster parent and loving someone and letting them walk out my door. What a gift you are to the world and to so many children. I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me. Well, you know, Janet, yes, he was with Mary, and but that's not it. I love Camp Trinity. I have I trust Camp Trinity just like I trust our caregiver, Mary. It has nothing to do with where I've taken him. And so it's good for me to know that so that I can process what the feeling is. It's not about camp. It's not about Trinity. My son Russell is there. All the things are in place. What this is the act of dropping Amos off. Yeah, no, it's not that, Kathleen. Everybody's trying to tell me what I'm feeling. You can't, my friend Mary Scott said, her husband always says, don't tell us. You can't tell me how I feel. So it's taken me 3 days to figure out it has nothing to do with where he is. What is hard for me is I have never taken him anywhere. Never taken him anywhere. And I think it's a glimpse of a future hard decision. And, you know, I can't just be like, oh, it's great. I love having him gone. I'm drinking wine and I'm taking mahjong lessons. And I mean, I love my friends that play mahjong, and Lord knows I'm jealous that I can't learn to play mahjong because I'm in the pool like a drowning manatee with a 10-year-old with autism, while their grandmothers that are like, I don't like to be smashed. I mean, trust me. This is just a really big step for me. And but you've taken places. Stephanie, can you let me feel the way I'm feeling right now? Pretend you're watching a movie. You're watching Outer Banks and you don't like the ferry to Chapel Hill, but you know what? You're not allowed to talk because you're watching the movie. Let me feel my feelings. Are you feeling like you're afraid he may be feeling like you're never coming back to get him? No, that's not how I'm feeling. I am feeling the way I'm talking. This y'all shit totally. I got to do a subscriber video. I haven't done a video in 2 days. I've been laying in the bed, buying who knows what. I went through my debit card last night and it was like, purchase, cancel, purchase, cancel. I go through this activity where I buy things and then I'm like, I have no money. I must cancel that. I had to buy a TV yesterday. Well, I didn't really have to buy a TV, but if you live with my people, you want TV and a new heat and air unit. I can see why these bloggers start, GoFundMes. I've never dropped my 12-year-old off anywhere. I'd be in the same boat. Thank you, Marie. What is Mahshid? Mahshid, I think, is what you're referring to as Mahjong. It's a game with these tiny little tiles, and it looks really fun. And people sit around the pool, and they play, and they drink spritzers. And they take lessons. And they tie sweaters around their shoulders, and they look good. And they're fun. And they're not trying to feel the feelings of dropping off their 10-year-old at camp. So anyway, I think you're losing. I did a subscriber video. I haven't done a big video, but you're right. I did a subscriber video on the HVAC cost. Your firstborn with Asperger's is at camp. Last year was his first year, and I was terrified. He was 16. He's back this year, and we're both doing better. Today's Wednesday, so tomorrow is Thursday, and we pick him up Friday morning. My husband is coming, but the idea that I might sound like I have gotten no update from Amos. I am fine. I do not need an update. I'm just practicing what it's going to be like. Oh, maybe that's really what I'm feeling. I don't actually need a counselor because I have my own counselor. My own counselor is like this cat. It's my alter ego. And my own counselor is like, Adrian, what's wrong with you? Why are you feeling so nervous? And then I'm like, well, why am I feeling nervous? Maybe it's because someday I'm going to die and I'm going to worry about where Amos is. And I'm not going to be here to worry. So maybe you're upset because you're worried and you're not always even going to be here to worry. Maybe that's what it is. Because you hear people all the time that are like, my child lives with us and they're 50 or 40 or 20 or 30 or 60. And are you afraid Amos doesn't need you all the time? No, I can tell you 198 gabillion times I am not afraid Amos doesn't need me all the time. Holy cow. Now, that is something that nobody with a special needs child would ever say. But it's an interesting question because there is nothing I want more in this world than for Amos not to need me. I mean, I can't tell you. Other people want to win $1 billion. Not me. There is nothing I want more in this world than for this week to go well. You might need therapy. I don't need therapy. I have shrimp burgers and coffee. People feel very uncomfortable with people sharing their truth. Go have a pedicure. Well, that's the thing. I can't even enjoy being by myself because I'm so concerned. And I smell cat pee up here because somebody is pissed on the rock. Damn it. Yeah, people really struggle with feeling all the feelings. I'm telling you, I see them. They're like, how's Amos? Is he good? Good, good. Goodbye. Look, Mary Scott, I was just talking about you, though I didn't use your name. Mary Scott was one of my 2 friends. She just said, is there any news? So the only thing that has given me comfort is the fact that I have 2 friends who feel just like I do, and they're worried about Amos too. And that just is so nice. Mary Scott said, thank you. That's so nice. Anyway, it just makes me not feel like I have to carry all the burden, like they're carrying the burden too. Because it's so heavy, to think about him without me. And it's such a weird thing to live on this earth and feel like, I had to quit smoking. I love to smoke because I was like, I can't put myself at risk, and it's one thing to want to quit smoking, but I didn't want to quit smoking. I love to smoke. Damn it. I had to quit. There are things that are not an option for me, and there's always this line of, are you complaining? Are you having a pity party? Are you being really honest? You don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. So I always feel like I have to be positive. It's just such a tightrope to walk, You have raised great kids who will be there for their brother. Darla, I have, but I will tell you, being someone's person is so tiring. And I love Amos and there's not a boy on this planet I would trade him for. But it's really hard, and I want it to be easier for my children. And maybe that's silly. Maybe they would be like, Mom, that's crazy, but I don't want him to be a burden for them. I want to do what I need to do to make his future better for him and them. Look, Mary Scott can't stop. Is there any update? I'm dying over here. No, there's no update, Mary Scott, and we're not calling. I'm not going to call. I love Camp Trinity. I trust Camp Trinity. My son Russell is there. Amos has got this amazing young man, Clayton, with him. He's got sunscreen. He's got toothpaste. He's got bathing suits. He has a snake. He has his medicine. I am not calling. I'm not calling. Well, I'm not calling right now. Go see Lori. Well, I'm at the beach. If you think I'm leaving this beach, you are crazy. If my husband said to me right now, oh my gosh, someone has just buried $1 million in our backyard and we've got to dig it up and it's only a foot down. You got to get your ass here and help me dig up this gold. I would be like, no, me not leaving. I hadn't even been over to Beaufort and it's only 15 minutes. I mean, I'm a wreck. How many people say that? How many of you feel comfortable saying, I'm a wreck? Go get in the pool. I've gotten in the pool. I bought Danielle Steele books. I've read in the pool. I have had dirty martinis. I've had painkillers. What else have I done? I had the maid come, the cleaners. I've been with my dad 100 hours, my mother. I ate Bojangles last night. And then I hope I get some new. You've even checked Smug Mug. I know, Mary Scott. I can't find any pictures either. I would just like to say, if you don't become a subscriber today, I'm going to block you, because do you know what I did last night? This is like the kind of stuff, if you wonder, like, why do people like her? It's because I admit things like this. And I need to go get my fat girl shot from the Walgreens. But Walgreens sucks. There's a reason they're closing. And I don't just take out companies generally, but holy shnikey. They're like, well, your insurance didn't cover it. I'm like, I know. I talked about that with Pamela J. But anyway, were you anxious about Amos when you were in Spain? No, I wasn't anxious, because I left him. I mean, he was where he was supposed to be. I left. The problem is taking him somewhere else and me being at home. So anyway, last night I go to Bojangles because it was 10 to 10. I hadn't had dinner. Well, hadn't I had dinner? Did I have lunch? Certainly I had lunch. What did I eat for lunch? Oh, yeah, I had lunch. I had a BLT at the Coral Bay Club. So I don't understand why you're not calling, because it's the principle of the matter. If I call, then I'm not going through the process that is going to be my future. I have got to not call. The devil is like, you should call. He's not good. And God is like, Adrienne, I have this. Trust me. You're going to be fine. He's good. Get yourself together. So I go to Bojangles last night at 10 to 10. And I was like, I'm going to get Cajun filet sandwich. Is Big T with you? No. My husband is at home working. He's unfortunately a criminal attorney, not a videographer who faced. How do I smell cat pee? There's cat pee. It almost smells like it's under the refrigerator. So anyway, I go to Bojangles and I'm like, I'm going to get a Cajun filet sandwich and French fries. But then I'm like, well, if I'm going to eat a picnic fry, the picnic fry better be hot, because that's a lot of calories to have it not taste good. So I get up there to the window and I'm like, yes, I would like a combo with a sweet tea, Cajun filet sandwich, and I want some fresh fries. You know, when you're ordering fresh fries at Bojangles, you're in a bad way. So he was like, oh, yeah, we just ran out. You're in good shape. Anything else? And I was like, I cannot believe I'm saying this. Wait, I pretend I'm talking to someone else in the car. And you know there's somebody out there that's done this, and they're my people. And did somebody just say I have an unhealthy lifestyle? I have a voodoo doll with your face on it. And I'm going to sting it with Man of War today. I said, wait, what? Okay. And she'd like a biscuit. Mm-hmm. Yep, I pulled the old trick. Pretend you have somebody else in the car because you're ordering too much. It's bad. Bad times at the Bojangles. Now I can't even let people see me in public. They're going to be like, she is a pig. She's one of those people that's like, I don't know why I gain weight. Well, we know. She's out there eating a biscuit with a picnic fry, and they give it to her in a whole box. I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm literally dying. Okay, I've got to find something for myself to do today. What am I going to do? I don't even know. I'm going to find something. I'm going to text my dad, who's very available. But anyway, subscribers, I'll tune in later. Maybe we'll have a cocktail chat at about 5 and discuss the day. Carry on. Be a friend to somebody. Thankful for mine.